Imagine losing the one thing that means the world to you, and knowing that you may never see them again. They never told you how much pain the ocean could hold, until it swallowed her. Our little kitten, gone, swept away by a storm, alone in the endless sea. And now her family, devastated, doesn't know if they'll ever hold her again. This was supposed to be the perfect summer break. The kitten had just finished school, and her dad had a surprise trip planned. They were all smiles as they boarded the grand cruise ship. But no one knew that this ship was headed straight into disaster. As the ship sailed into the unknown, Kitten played joyfully, watching the waves sparkle under the sunlight. Everything felt perfect. Her parents sat enjoying lunch, completely unaware of the approaching danger. But then, the sea changed. The wind picked up, and in the distance, the small kitten saw it. A massive wave, roaring like a monster from the depths. Panic surged through her tiny body. She dashed across the deck, her little heart pounding, desperate to warn her parents. But it was too late. The wave struck with terrifying force, slamming the ship so hard that everything around them shook. Plates crashed, screams filled the air. And in that moment, all the little kitten could do was hold on to her dad, trembling. "I was so afraid of that wave," she whispered, tears welling in her eyes. But that was just the beginning. The ship pressed on, but the calm didn't last long. The captain's voice echoed through the speakers. "We are entering a storm. Stay seated, stay calm." But how do you stay calm when you're staring into the face of a nightmare? The sky darkened, the wind howled, and soon they were trapped in the storm's grasp. The ship rocked violently, unable to hold its balance. In the chaos, passengers screamed, grabbing life jackets and jumping into the sea. Fear was everywhere. Kitten's family had no choice. They jumped too, hands gripping each other as tightly as they could. But the waves were merciless, pulling them apart, tossing them like rag dolls in the water. The kitten fought the waves with every bit of strength she had, but the sea was stronger, and soon, she was all alone. The storm passed, but so did hope. Her parents, rescued and brought to a hospital, clung to each other, devastated. The rescue teams had saved many, but not all. And the kitten, she was missing. They said she was likely lost forever. The moment they heard those words, her parents broke down, their world crumbling around them. They had lost their child. But the kitten, she wasn't gone. Far away on a small deserted island, she lay unconscious, washed up on the shore, soaked and exhausted. When she woke up, she had no idea where she was. The vast sea surrounded her on all sides, and her parents were nowhere to be seen. She wandered the island crying out, "Mom? Dad?" But there was no answer. The memories of the storm haunted her. She had fought so hard to survive, but now she felt lost, alone. But even though she was scared, the kitten refused to give up. "Be brave," she told herself. "You have to survive." She built a tiny shelter from broken branches and leaves, but every time the sea came in, it destroyed her home. Still, she didn't give up. She caught fish from the ocean, writing help in the sand every day, hoping someone, somewhere, would see her plea. 5 days passed. Her tiny body grew weaker, her hopes smaller, until on the 6th day she saw something, a boat. With the last bit of strength she had, she climbed a palm tree and waved. "Please, please see me," she thought. And then, the boat turned. It was coming her way.
On that boat was a man named Jimmy, a YouTuber. He stranded on the island and couldn't believe his eyes. He pulled up to the shore and asked, "What are you doing here?" The kitten, her voice small and tired, replied, "I was lost in the storm. Can you help me?" Jimmy, moved by her story, agreed to take her back. But first, he filmed a video of the kitten waited patiently, too weak to argue, too grateful for his help, and finally, sent her back to the city.
Imagine losing the one thing that means the world to you, and knowing that you may never see them again. They never told you how much pain the ocean could hold, until it swallowed her. Our little kitten, gone, swept away by a storm, alone in the endless sea. And now her family, devastated, doesn't know if they'll ever hold her again. Jimmy's video went viral. Millions watched it, including 2 broken-hearted parents in a hospital room. They couldn't believe their eyes. It was her, their baby, alive. They raced out of the hospital, driving as fast as they could to Jimmy's house. And when the door opened, there she was, their little kitten alive, safe. The reunion was pure joy. The kitten ran into her father's arms, tears streaming down their faces. "I missed you so much," she cried. "I missed you too," her mom whispered, hugging her tightly. "But there's just one problem." The kitten looked up and said, "Mom, Dad, people are watching our story, but they're not subscribing to our channel." Her dad chuckled softly. "Don't worry, they will. Right? Will you subscribe? Because their journey is just beginning."